the elevator life. Wherever you're at in the world, I hope you're having a good one. Today we got a special episode for you. As you know, it is Canton Fair time and we've got a lot of entrepreneurs in town. And this is one of our good buddies, Stefan. Introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the Elevator Life. My name is Stefan, I'm from Germany and I do trading in China, and Nick and Tim, we're good friends since more than 1 year and we all met in this beautiful place called China, right?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. And I did a lot of stuff in China. First, when I came over here, I was a student. That was last year in August. So right now I'm here more than 1.5 years. So I had 4 months of college in Hangzhou, which is close to Shanghai. Afterwards, after 4 months, in January of this year, I moved down to Shenzhen, which is close to Guangzhou. It's like 80 minutes by a train ride. And I did my internship for a German company as a quality manager there. And my job was to go to factories and check the quality, check if the goods that people overseas ordered are in a good quality, the right quality, and if the product is overall that what the customer wanted. I did this internship for 6 months, and during this time I realized China is the place to be. And so I decided during my time when I was in my internship, I decided to do my own company. So I started my own Hong Kong company. Hong Kong is like 30 minutes away of Shenzhen, and so that's very easy for people who come here. They just make an offshore company. It's very easy.
Yep. And
yeah, so now I'm in Guangzhou with my friends, visiting Canton Fair the 2nd time this year, and it's a good time here.
Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, Stefan's a really interesting guy. He's got a great story. So let's back up a little bit. You came over here as a student.
Right, yeah.
Do a lot of people from Germany come over here as students?
Yes, especially in the big cities like Beijing, Shanghai. It's always depending on what kind of college you have in Germany or in the States. But there are a lot of Germans here and a lot of other foreign people. Like there are so many people coming in from other countries to China to study here. It's crazy.
Did you enjoy it?
It was one of my best overseas experience ever. I also lived with in Oregon with one of your friends, and it's always good to be in another place where you not have lived before.
Do you recommend students coming over to China?
Yes. First, it's very important because if you go to college here, you always have to take a Chinese class. So that's always important. If you want to make business in China, you have to know at least a little bit Chinese. You gotta know, the most important thing is you have to know numbers, because it's always about negotiating. So you gotta be known 1 to 100. Thousands, whatever. It's not that hard.
And real quick too, real quick.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about your friends back home and where they're at compared to where you're at? Because he's still got to go home and finish university, but he's already started his own company. That just gives you a little idea and look into what, the kind of kickstart China can be for you. Do you ever think about your friends back home?
Like all my friends back home, they're like good guys. I love them. Hey to Germany, what's up? But they don't have the chance, or they didn't take the chance to come over here. And for me it was my best choice in my life to come over here, because there are so many opportunities. You have to pick the right one, you have to be at the right time, at the right spot, with the right people, but then everything is possible. Like China is exploding right now, it's crazy.
Definitely. So overall, has your experience been a positive or a negative one?
100% positive. 100%.
There you have it, 100% positive. Internships. So that's a big thing that we get questions about on here.
Yeah.
How do people get jobs? How do people get internships? Can you talk a little bit about how you got your internship?
Yeah, of course. Like first I applied at Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and like the guys from BMW, they offered me a position in Shenyang, which is up in the north in China. But by this time, I already had my internship in Shenzhen, and I knew it's warm down there. It's south, it's Hong Kong. It's good for business, because Hong Kong businesses make sense if you're in this area. And so if you want to apply for internship, just make cold emails to companies. The big companies, they always offer internships. Even if you want to work for a German company, they always have an international team, and there are like several websites in the internet. Just Google internship in China, and if you have already a company that you love or you want to work for, then just apply. Look where they have branches in China, and just apply there, right there.
Yeah, guys, it's totally doable. He's proof of it. So let's talk about a little more generalized, the opportunities. What do you think of the opportunities for people watching this, people back home that don't know anything about China? you just generally talk about the opportunities that you've seen here, not only yourself, but with other people.
Yeah. And like sometimes like people, like, you know, it's always important to do networking. Like you go out, you meet people that are older than you meet people who have more experience, who can give you advices. And networking is like one of the most important things that you have to do when you're in China, because no one gonna come up to you and say, hey, they knock on your door, hey, I know you're German, we're waiting for you, please come down. It's not gonna happen. So one of my stories, you know, my company does sourcing, trading, import, export, and quality control. So I met this one guy who was a friend of my friend, and we met, and he's an import-export agent, and one of his friends, he has one of the biggest fish distributions in Shenzhen and in Shanghai. And he said, the long story, we need crabs from Germany. And then this guy said, okay, I know this one guy, Stefan, he's my friend, he's from Germany, he can do some research, and that's an easy way to make money. You know, the whole crab story is complicated and long.
Yeah, it is, I've heard it.
Because like 100 years ago, Chinese boats came to Germany and they dropped off crabs, and now they're all over in our area, and it's a big mess in Germany, but Chinese people buy it and import it back to China, which is crazy. But it's a way, if you do it right, you can make 5K a week, which is quite amazing.
Oh,
these are chances, you know, like today, like yesterday I sit here like, oh fuck, what's happening? And the next day this guy calls me and just gives me an opportunity to work out something, which is crazy and amazing.
100%. And I want to clarify too, he's going, my company, and it's not a company he's working for anymore, it's his company. He started his own company. You're 23 years old. What do people say about that? A 23-year-old, do they give you problems about that? What's that like?
Yeah, it's crazy, because like if you would do a company in the States or in Germany, like people would say, okay, yeah, you're 23, you're still a young gun, and they would not give you the same attention and the same respect as over here. If you talk to people, if you go to factories, they show you high-class respect, because they already see, okay, even if you're young, they see you as a customer, and they pick you up from your place where you live, take you to the factory, show you around, give you all what you need, take you out for lunch, and drive you home, because they want customers and they respect you highly. That's the best thing over here. And then like you always meet old experts over here, and they're like 15, they're already working here since 10 years, and they always ask me, hey, what are you doing? And I say, okay, I started my own company, you know. And they ask me like, how old are you? And then I say, I'm 23, and then they're like, whoa, that's amazing.
Yeah.
When I was 23, I was in Germany and nothing happened. And I'm just happy that we're living in the 21st century and that these things are possible today.
It's so true, guys. We talk about it all the time, the benefits of young entrepreneurs in China, because you don't have the hindrances and the speed bumps of being young like you do back in the States. Nick and I could not have the meetings that we have in China with the owners of companies that we have in the States. It's not comparable, and he's living proof of that. So right now, it is actually the Canton Fair time. It's one of the best times down here in Guangzhou, Shenzhen area. That is why he's actually in town. Can you talk a little bit about the Canton Fair, your experience? Is it something people should go to?
Definitely, it's basically the most important fair in whole China. Like for every kind of product, you can find suppliers there. It's 3 weeks, it's 3 phases, and like each week different products. So I'm here for the next 2 weeks also to find better suppliers, more suppliers, and find new products that I can provide my customers and make them more happy. And it's crazy, there's so many international people, and like when you see people, like I can tell this guy is Russian, this guy is from South America, this is where you know where the market explores. Like right now, Russia, South America, definitely biggest markets for Chinese market, and this is where you can see where you have to find customers to make more money.
Exactly. And so this is a little insight of the different kinds of people that go to the fair. He's not necessarily there to source his own products. He's looking for clients so he can handle their sourcing and their quality control and that kind of stuff. So what have you personally been doing? How have you been working at the fair? What's your been like strategy?
My strategy was first day I went there to check everything. I went there this year in April already, so I knew what it was. So I knew you can get girls who hand out your flyers for less money. So I had 2 girls today handing out flyers for me, and each girl only
taking business cards.
Yeah, taking business cards, and each girl I paid each girl 100 RMB, which is 15 to 20 US dollars from 9 o'clock in the morning to 5 at evening.
It's unbelievable.
It's crazy. And then like I have these flyers and I talk to people and I see people who have like this big question mark on his head. They say, hey, if you need any help with sourcing products in China, I know even people always believe, okay, I just go to Canton Fair, I go to Alibaba.com, madeinchina.com, this webpage everyone knows about, and just look for a supplier, give them the order. But I know it's way more complicated. Even if the booth of the supplier is beautiful and the products look nice, I went to so many factories and I saw what's happening behind the scenes, so it's always good to have someone over here who takes care of quality control and
true.
Stuff. Yeah.
It's so true. And in the last year, guys, I've seen him get so good at what he was doing during his internship and all that. And he turned his internship and his experience over here into his own company and his own business, that he's sourcing his own products, which is just really, really exciting to see. I love the entrepreneurship that's going on there. We did a post the other week and it was about Shenzhen. We got a question. How is the Shenzhen nightlife? Let's talk about that a little bit. I know I love going to Shenzhen, but let's hear it from a local, the guy that actually lives there.
No, it's always good if you're on my side, I can promise. But there are a lot of cool areas in Shenzhen. First area is Lohu. It's like the main city center. There are some crazy clubs. I heard bad stories, crazy experience. It's cool. And
crazy.
And then there's like this another area where I always hang out. It's Coco Park Shopping Park. It's like a nice area. You sit around skyscrapers, you can see the skyline, you can sit on the rooftop, you drink cool drinks. There are a couple clubs, restaurants and bars, and it's just good time to hang out there. And then the third area, it's in Sheko.
That's a foreign area.
It's a foreign area. They have all kinds of foreign restaurants and they have 3 clubs, and yeah, it's also a good area, yeah. But the best place to party, still Hong Kong. So
always Hong Kong, guys. If you haven't been, you gotta get your butt to Hong Kong. How good is Hong Kong?
If this is Shenzhen, Guangzhou, then this is Hong Kong. Believe me, over the top. One of the best cities in the world I've ever went to.
But I know, Andrew CEOs, a lot of people only talk about the nightlife in Shanghai, but we want to make it clear you can have a great time in Guangzhou, Shenzhen. Just the nightlife can be really fantastic in China. It's not something a lot of people talk about going out in China, but it's really, really a good time.
It's good, yeah. And it's always, if you have good friends that you have fun with, then it doesn't matter if you're in a little village out in China, in the middle of China, or in Shenzhen or Guangzhou or Hong Kong. You always have a good time if you're with good people, so let me know.
Yeah, buddy. This is one last question I actually want to sneak in. We talk all the time about networking here in China and how you meet like big, important people, big entrepreneurs. What has your kind of experience been with that? Have you had a chance to meet a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of other people that are doing stuff?
Yeah, I was actually very lucky when I came to Shenzhen. I took the train from Hangzhou to Shenzhen, 17 hours, bad experience. Don't take trains, don't take long distance buses in China. So I just dropped off in Shenzhen and I had 3 appointments with guys who showed me apartments, but it was all off the hook, all not good. So there's like the social media, it's called Shenzhen Stuff, where people offer shared housing. And I went to this guy, and there were 2 Americans, and they both had his own company. One had web design, the other guy is the social media guy in China, Shenzhen.
Yeah, Michael McElhaney, we talk about him all the time.
Mike. And yeah, and this is how you get to meet people. Then you go to startup meetings, you get to know people who do the same stuff, and then you had the startup weekend in Shenzhen, Guangzhou, and Hong Kong, and like this is where you meet investors, people who are important, people who can give you advices, which is always important because these people already made a lot of experience and they can give you advices, and that's great.
Yeah, that just gives you a little insight. I knew this guy from meeting him in Guangzhou, and I already knew McElhaney. And I didn't find out until months later that they were actually living together, 2 different entrepreneurs. So that was pretty funny when we found that out. But yeah, guys, this guy's the man. If you need any kind of sourcing questions, his company, Trading Works, okay? He's at the Canton Fair right now. If you have any questions about, you need help at the factories, you don't know what to do, hit this guy up. I'll leave his contact information below the video. I'll leave his website, his email, all that kind of good stuff so you guys can reach out. They can hit you up, right?
Yeah, if you need help with sourcing, with trading, import, export, quality control, let me know, I can help you, no problem.
Sounds good, guys. So feel free to contact him, and thanks for listening. We'll see you later.
Elevator Lifestyle, auf Wiedersehen.